The strange. The shameless.
We have a lady here who tried to scam us. We locked her in the safe.
The moments never meant to be caught.
Hey, who's in my house? I got you on camera.
These are the very moments you're about to witness, so stay tuned. During a rugby match, a player suddenly dropped to the ground, clutching himself in pain. No one touched him, and no foul was seen, just confusion all around. But then, someone in the stands pointed out a woman holding a small doll that looked just like the injured player. Her eyes were locked on it as she moved her fingers around the doll like a ritual. At that moment, everything clicked. The pain wasn't from the field, it came from something far stranger. Smart escape. A group of tourists in Thailand were casually exploring the streets when something unusual caught their eye. Down a narrow alley, a group of people dressed head to toe in strange red robes. The tourists didn't wait to find out. Trusting their gut, they quickly turned around and walked away. Probably the right choice, because who knows? They might have been pulled into it too. Mysterious lift. This group of friends possess unbelievable powers, and there's no doubt about it. A group of friends were casually walking while carrying a full car.
Oh, hell no. That's crazy.
Not towing it, not pushing it, they had it lifted in their hands like it was made of plastic. The way they continued walking, they made it look like as if it weighs nothing. The tourist stood frozen.
Okay, that's weird.
Unsure if the people here were incredibly strong or if something mysterious was going on. Midnight ritual. A disturbing video, believed to be from Romania, is making people question what they just watched. In the middle of the night, a quiet apartment area turns unsettling when a group wearing black gowns gathers outside.
What the f***?
That alone was weird, but then a girl in plain white clothes walks into the scene. Slowly, she lies down in front of them, and what happens next looks nothing less than a sacrifice. Online viewers were shocked, asking what kind of dark thing this was, and why no one's stopping them. But like all other dark stories, this remained a mystery too.
What the?
Baptism sign. A group of people stood in the water, forming a circle and holding hands just for quiet unity for baptism. But as they began to chant together, the water inside the circle suddenly started to move on its own. Soft ripples formed, growing stronger with every second. It didn't look like wind or waves. Something about it felt deeper. Many watching believed it was a spiritual moment, a sign of something divine touching the water. No one spoke, but everyone felt the same thing, like a quiet force had joined them right in the middle of that circle. Electric Kid. Time to meet a kid who could walk straight into a superhero movie. He doesn't shoot webs like Spider-Man instead. He sends actual electric current from his fingers. Not just tiny sparks either, enough to light things up for real. It might sound like a rare gift, but maybe it was better kept a secret. Hopefully, he uses it for something good and doesn't end up short-circuiting the living room. Vault trap.
We have a lady here who tried to scam us. We locked her in the safe.
In a jewelry store, a woman posing as a customer tried to pull off a quiet heist, but the owner was one step ahead.
Planning on leaving with $7 million worth of diamonds without us even knowing it.
The jeweler immediately sensed something was off and quickly acted, triggering the remote lock and trapping her inside the vault.
She wasn't letting it go. She was holding on to that briefcase with dear life.
What she didn't realize was that every second after that was being recorded. The surveillance camera caught her trying to hide fake items and stuff things in her clothes, unaware that her every move was being documented from start to finish. Honestly, that vault turned into the smartest trap she never saw coming. pram mystery. She was living alone, cooking like any normal day, but something happened that stunned her. Out of nowhere, a baby pram rolled straight into her kitchen, like someone had just pushed it in. The problem? She didn't own a pram, and no one else was in the house. She threw the flower she was holding, almost as if to defend herself, but fear doesn't solve things, because now it's clear she might not be living alone after all.
This is crazy. Where did you go?
Ghostly player. A mother was helping her son rearrange his room when something strange happened. The snooker balls on the table suddenly moved, not just rolled, but like someone had played a perfect shot.
Oh my god.
Both shocked, confused, but before they could even react, the son's expression changed. He looked terrified, staring toward the doorway like he saw something horrifying.
You see? Mom! What happened?
But there was nothing there. Now honestly, if things start moving on their own, that's a house I wouldn't stay in too long.
But how the hell did the balls move? What the hell?
Glitch in Matrix.
Actually really concerning.
Very creepy. I don't know what's going on here.
In a quiet parking lot, a woman had just parked her car and started walking away. But then, she suddenly froze mid-step, like someone hit pause on her.
Oh my god.
No, seriously, this is a glitch. Like,
Just stood there, stiff, not blinking, completely still. Onlookers nearby couldn't believe their eyes. And just when people began pointing, she casually snapped back to normal and walked off like nothing had happened. It didn't look like a health issue. It looked like a glitch in the Matrix.
What?
Stuck in place. An early morning walk turned weird for this guy and his friend. While most people were enjoying nature walking, stretching, there was a small group just stuck, not moving an inch.
One guy just stood there. He's been stood there for about an hour.
It looked like someone hit pause on them. They stood frozen in place, not blinking, not reacting. The guy kept watching, trying to figure out what was going on, but nothing changed.
That guy just stood there. There's a guy 2 trees over there, and then this woman just stood here.
Some say it's a glitch in the Matrix. Others think something was seriously off with those people. Mysterious Guardian. Another mysterious video which shows guardian angels might be real. A woman was crossing the road with her baby in a cart, and a car was speeding straight toward them. Just before the hit, something dark with a flash's speed appear on road. In the blink of an eye, pulled both the woman and her baby to the other side of the road, completely unharmed. And after saving them, this stranger simply walked away like nothing happened. Everyone was stunned. If that's not a guardian angel, then what is? Forest cult. A guy was casually exploring the woods and unknowingly wandered a bit too far. That's when he noticed something strange in the distance.
Look.
A group of people standing completely still, all dressed in white. It looked like some eerie cult gathering, but what truly shook him was spotting a young boy and girl among them. That's when his gut screamed something was off. The whole scene felt wrong. He didn't stick around to figure it out, just turned and walked away fast before things got worse. Sudden disappearance. A couple in Korea was seen walking out of a shopping mall, clearly arguing. Odd, considering they'd just finished shopping, but things turned weirder when the woman, in a burst of anger, kicked the man and he vanished. CCTV footage from nearby buildings clearly shows the moment he blinked out of existence. Till now, no one knows if it was some strange force, a trick, or something else entirely. Strange security. An unknown source shared a strange clip that looked like a high-level security team, but one man stood out, a bald guy with them, but something felt off. His face looked stiff, eyes wide open like he was scanning everything too deeply. It didn't feel human. Some viewers said he might be a reptilian hiding in plain sight. Others believed he was a robot added for VIP protection. Whatever he was, his energy didn't match the rest. I don't think that was just a man doing his job. Break-in live. They thought they had it all under control. A group of intruders quietly entered a house in Pasadena where 3 teenagers were hanging out alone. Everything seemed to be going their way. Until a voice suddenly echoed through the room.
Hey, who's in my house? I got you on camera. The cops are on their way.
It was the girl's parents, watching everything live through their Ring camera. From miles away, they warned the strangers that police were on the way. The unexpected shouts spooked them, and just like that, their plan fell apart. They had no idea they were being watched the entire time.
My neighbors are there. They're calling the cops right now. Y'all better get out of my house.
Mirror mystery. A mirror doesn't hide the truth, but this time, it did. At a shoe shop, the owner was casually reviewing CCTV footage when something odd caught his eye. A man walked past a mirror, but he had no reflection at all. And for those of you who'd say it wasn't a mirror, here, watch how the girl has a reflection, which means the mirror couldn't be the problem. It had to be him. Now, when I searched this bizarre incident on the internet, I came to know that it's only the vampires that don't have a reflection. So, was it really a vampire? Let me know, what do you guys think? Invisible enemy. You ever see someone fighting air like they're in a full-on brawl? Yeah, this one's weirder. This guy was walking around normally, but suddenly he started throwing punches. But here's the thing, there was no one there, no person in sight, yet he looked like he was in a serious fight. Maybe it was some unseen that only the guy could see, or something nobody could see. In either case, watching the guy throwing punches in air was a sight to witness. Superwoman. This woman was at a superstore when a shopping trolley suddenly rolled toward her out of nowhere. But instead of panicking or jumping aside, she calmly raised her hand and the trolley stopped. No contact, no struggle. Like she controlled it with her mind. No one noticed anything unusual at the moment until the store owner checked the CCTV and found the imposter among them. Tasted and busted. Right before heading out for deliveries, this Indian food delivery guy decided to run his own little taste test. He opened the box, pulled out a packed meal, took a bite, and neatly put it back. But he didn't stop there. He repeated it with 2 more, packed it all again like nothing happened, and left to deliver. What he didn't know? Someone nearby secretly caught the whole thing on video. Once the footage went public, the job was gone, and we all know it was for good. Strange escape. So this guy had just committed some serious offenses, and the police were questioning him.
All right. And I'll come back in and talk with you here in a little bit more.
Everything seemed normal at first, but the moment the officer stepped out, something changed. The guy started doing these strange hand gestures, like he was trying to focus or fight something off. When the officer came back, they talked a bit and left again, and that's when it got wild. He stood up, walked towards the wall, and kicked straight through it like he knew that exact spot would break. Either he had help from something we couldn't see, because that's something insanely strange, isn't it? Quite theft. Right after a 94-year-old woman lost her life at home, a paramedic entered the scene, but instead of focusing only on the emergency, he did something shocking. CCTV caught him slipping 60 pounds into his pocket. Moments later, he spotted the camera and quickly placed the money back, but the footage was already there. Her son later watched it and said it made him sick to his stomach. The paramedic was caught, admitted it, and faced legal consequences. Smart escape. At first, nothing seemed odd, just a man pacing inside his prison cell, like most inmates do. But this wasn't just anyone. This was El Chapo. He kept glancing toward the shower corner again and again, like he was waiting for a sign. And then he vanished. No alarms, no panic. He just slipped behind that corner and never came back. The truth?
Video begging the question, why wasn't anyone watching that video at that exact moment?
A fully dug-out tunnel was hidden right under the shower. A tunnel long enough to lead him far away from one of the most secure prisons. What's even crazier, he timed everything perfectly, right down to the camera angles. This wasn't desperation. This was a master escape plan pulled off like it was nothing. That's just scary smart. ATM takedown. It started with a pickup truck pulling up to an ATM like it had a job to do, and it did. Two masked thieves hooked a thick chain around the machine, hit the gas, and ripped the ATM wide open. This wasn't just a random hit. This was planned down to the second. They grabbed the cash trays and disappeared before anyone could blink. The truck they used, found ditched not far away. Police believe they swapped vehicles mid-escape. Whoever pulled this off knew exactly where to hit and how to vanish. Fake fall. A contractor in New Jersey thought he had the perfect plan until the cameras rolled. In a workplace break room, 57-year-old Alexander Goldinsky casually tossed ice on the floor, took a few careful steps back, then slowly lowered himself onto the ground like a stage performer. It was all part of a fake slip and fall stunt to claim insurance money for hospital and ambulance costs. But his plan melted fast once surveillance footage exposed the whole act. Authorities charged him with insurance fraud and theft by deception. The court sentenced him to probation, community service, and ordered him to repay over $500. What was meant to be a payday ended up costing him way more than he expected. Locked and caught. Inside a quiet gold shop in Thailand, things took a weird turn. A man asked to try on a pricey gold chain, nothing unusual. But the moment it hung around his neck, he bolted toward the exit. What he didn't know, the door had already been locked remotely. The owner saw it coming. So, while the man awkwardly pulled and panicked at the door, CCTV watched every second of his failed escape. Stuck, embarrassed, and now empty-handed, he handed the chain back and sat down, waiting for the police to handcuff him. Vanished woman. A cop pulled over a woman for speeding normal stuff, asked for her license and registration.
I was just headed to a friend's house. It's like literally right there. It's a birthday party.
But as the officer turned to check the expired registration, something strange happened.
Sit tight, sir. I'll be right back. Okay. Your registration is...
Just seconds later, when she looked back, the woman was gone. Completely vanished from the car. No door opened, no sound, nothing. The officer searched everywhere, but there was no trace. It was as if she never existed. Unreal Elon. At a recent public event filled with high-profile names, Elon Musk showed up. But something felt strange. His eyes moved in the most eerie way possible, and his face twitched oddly. The movements were way too unnatural, and therefore got the attention of the online community. Online viewers quickly picked up on it, and theories exploded. Some were convinced it wasn't the real Elon at all. Maybe a robot. Maybe a clone. Whatever it was, it didn't act like a human, and definitely didn't move like one either. Window watcher. Filming her son riding a bike outside a mansion should have been a sweet memory until a mysterious woman appeared in the footage. Caught standing in the upper window of the old Victorian-style Oldway mansion in England, the figure looked like she belonged to a different era. A high bun, white cuffs, and a stare that didn't move. The building was closed to the public, and security swore no one was in that room. And surprisingly, they were the ones to call the window figure a ghost. After all, in a place no one can enter, what else could be there? Unseen pull. This little girl was playing with her sister when something strange happened. Out of nowhere, something unseen tugged at her shirt, almost like an invisible hand trying to join their game. She didn't notice a thing and walked off like nothing happened. But for those watching, it was clear. Something wasn't right. Unseen drag. A CCTV camera in Portugal captured something no one could explain. A man was casually crossing the road when, out of nowhere, an unseen force grabbed his leg and dragged him across the street. Nearby bikers and drivers all stopped in shock, watching it happen. No one could figure out how or why it happened, but the way he was pulled, it almost felt like something angry was after him. Strange stance. Ever walked into a restaurant and spotted someone standing like they just glitched out of a video game? That's exactly what happened here. A woman stood at an impossible angle, leaning so far back. She wasn't leaning on anything, just perfectly in this odd pose, arms crossed, and eyes straight ahead like nothing was wrong. People passing by gave her the side eye, wondering if she was part of a prank or if time just stopped for her. It's the kind of sight that makes you question reality for a moment, and maybe check if you're in a simulation yourself. Creepy encounter. Late at night, a man was quietly walking past an old abandoned hospital when something strange caught his eye. A woman dressed in white was climbing up the wall. Yes, the actual wall, heading straight toward the roof.
There's another one there again. What is that?
She wasn't moving like a normal person at all. Her movements felt unnatural, almost like someone possessed or something from another world. The way she went into that building gave off a dark, creepy feeling. The man didn't wait around and left, which I would say was the right call. Street teleport. It looked like a scene straight out of a sci-fi movie. On a busy street, where everyone was minding their own business, a man suddenly teleported right in the middle of the road and casually walked away like nothing happened. The moment was so smooth, no one around even noticed. If it wasn't caught on CCTV, nobody would have believed it. Who was he? Where did he come from? No one knows. But the way he appeared into the crowd, it's a pure mystery. Whisper for win. During a football match, one player calmly placed his hand on his teammate's forehead and started whispering something. No one could figure out what it was, but whatever he said, it flipped the entire game. Their team was losing badly until that moment. The same player who got the blessing of his teammates suddenly played like a machine, turning the game around completely. As a result, they ended up winning a match they had no chance in. Whatever that guy whispered, maybe they should turn it into a team ritual. Creepy spectator. During a baseball match, while most people were focused on the game, one woman stood out, and not in a good way. She had a strange, creepy smile on her face that never changed. No reactions, no blinking, just the same smile the entire time. Even when she changed seats, her expression stayed exactly the same. Later, people around her found out more about her and paired with the word smile on her shirt. That fixed grin turned from odd to terrifying. Superhuman. Another superhuman case, but this one straight from Portugal. A woman was crossing the road and didn't notice a car speeding toward her. Just when it looked like she was about to get hit, a mysterious figure appeared out of nowhere, super fast, almost like a blur, and pulled her to the other side of the road. Within seconds, the figure disappeared. Everyone around was stunned. According to witnesses, the crash looked unavoidable, but somehow she was saved. Was it luck, or was someone actually watching over her? sudden appearance. At first glance, nothing looks off in this clip. Just a woman running. But watch closely as she rushes past a kid in an orange shirt appears in the background. One frame he isn't, but the next, boom. Out of nowhere he appears. It doesn't feel like a glitch in the video. It feels like a glitch in reality. Call it a mistake, or call it the Matrix acting up, but either way, it's hard to unsee. Phantom exit. This might be one of the strangest clips out there. A woman calmly walks into an elevator and presses a button. Nothing unusual at first, but then it happens. Somehow, she phases right through the closing doors, like she's not even solid. The elevator seems to be moving or stuck. It's hard to tell, but no normal person should be able to walk out like that, whether it was some next-level trick or a full-blown glitch. One thing's clear, it didn't feel human. Ghostly walk. A quiet school event room turned into a mystery zone for one security guard. He heard strange noises and went in to check, but everything looked normal. He searched the room carefully, saw nothing, and left. But when he checked the CCTV later, it nearly froze him. A ghostly kid had appeared from beyond the wall and casually walked beside him like it was no big deal. The guard never saw the kid in person, only the camera did. After this, he might think twice before checking that room again. Extra runner. Another day, another glitch caught on camera. 3 athletes were running laps during practice. Nothing strange until halfway through. A 4th runner suddenly appeared behind the girl in the middle. It was as if he had been there from the start, blending in perfectly. The weirdest part? None of the others even reacted. Whether it was a missed detail or a true glitch in the Matrix, moments like this make you wonder how much we're really seeing. Apartment mystery. She had just moved into her new apartment. Everything felt normal until that one morning. She woke up like usual, but her blanket started moving on its own. It wasn't a twitch or a slide. It looked like someone invisible was lifting it off her. She froze, then panicked. Without wasting a second, she grabbed her baby from the cot and left. It's clear she didn't feel safe after that, and honestly, if that's how the apartment greeted her, I doubt she stayed much longer. Haunted library. He was just looking for his favorite book at the library, but found something else instead. First, a random book fell off the shelf. He picked it up and placed it back without thinking. Then it happened again. Same spot, same book. Still, he ignored it. But when a 3rd book fell right in front of him without anyone nearby, something finally clicked. It wasn't random. He didn't say a word, just turned around and left. If you ask me, whatever was trying to get his attention didn't feel friendly. He's probably never going back alone. Creepy stalker. Standing across the street like just another passerby, a man locked eyes on a woman walking alone near Victoria Park. At first, nothing seemed off, until he began trailing her, step for step. This wasn't a chance encounter. CCTV later showed him lurking, watching, and waiting. His actions were far from random. With a history of similar offenses, this wasn't the first time, and it likely wasn't the last. But now he's behind bars for what he did, and honestly, a life sentence for him feels right. Demonic screams. During a ceremony at a church in Romania, everything seemed peaceful. The priest had just finished his prayers and was about to start his speech when faint screams echoed from somewhere outside the church.
El Señor esté con ustedes.
He paused for a sec but continued. Then the screams grew louder.
Lectura.
It wasn't pain or panic. They sounded dark, unnatural. That's when the priest suddenly ended everything. The crowd believed the same thing he did. Something demonic was disturbed by the ceremony, and whatever it was, didn't want them there. Mysterious app. While using an app that reads age, gender, and emotion, everything seemed fine for this guy until the door behind him slowly opened. No one was there, but the app reacted. It showed Presence detected 560 years old, angry, female. The room looked empty, but the reading stayed. Later, other users shared they'd seen the same thing. Same reading. Same feeling. Some say it's just a glitch. Others believe it's not the app at all. Maybe something is using it to be seen. Shadow pass. Ever felt something pass right by you, even when nothing's there? That's exactly what happened to these boys. They suddenly sensed movement nearby, but saw no one. But you can't hide from CCTV, and that's where it got eerie. A dark, shadowy figure, almost childlike, slipped right past them. It wasn't visible to the eye, but the camera caught it just enough to leave a chill. What was it? No one really knows, but one thing's clear. Something was definitely there. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. It felt like a horror film, but this wasn't fiction. In the middle of night, a man quietly stepped into a hospital prayer room in Mexico, only to get shocked. Another man stood there, dressed in all white, acting in a way no normal person would. The man wasn't praying like everyone else. His gestures were unnatural, and the sounds coming from him were nothing short of eerie. It didn't feel like he was reaching out to God. It felt like something else. That was enough. The witness turned around and left without looking back. As for what was really happening, no one ever figured it out.